Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Dear most venerable and Upasaka Upasika, again we are very happy to meet together to learn the Dhamma that taught by the Buddha long ago. Still we can practice in day-to-day life.
各位法師、各位居士，今日好高興再次見到大家啦。咁喺呢度同大家分享佛法嘅。
Traditionally, in Theravada tradition, whenever you deliver a Dhamma talk giver, the Dhamma preacher, pointed out three things. That is, for the people who are listening Dhamma. They are, listen the Dhamma well, keep in mind, and you have to practice them in day-to-day life.
喺南傳佛教嚟講咧，開示者咧會對聽眾咧會有3個叮嚀嘅嚇。第一個咧就係要好好咁樣聽佛法啦。第二咧就係聽咗之後咧要好好咁樣記住，然後最後咧就係如法奉行。
So today's Dhamma talk is straightforward about a person who came to the Buddha and was asking a question regarding how to be happy in a mundane life and how to make a good life after living this life.
今日我哋會同大家分享嘅咧，就係有一位居士咧，佢喺佛陀嘅時代咧，就去到佛陀度請法啦。咁佢就問佛陀：我哋在家居士有咩方法可以令到我哋今生同埋以後生、下生有安穩快樂嘅生活咧？
So during the teachings of the Buddha, that means during the day of the Buddha, whenever he was giving the Dhamma talk, so all of them written down in traditionally, and they are known as a sutta. And today's Dhamma talk is named as Digajana Sutta. And Digajano is a person's name.
今日我哋會為大家講嘅呢一部經咧，就叫長失經。咁長失咧就係呢一部經嘅主角，佢係一位在家居士，長失居士。
So some of the teachings are named according to the place, some of the teachings named according to the person, and some of the teaching named as according to Dhamma factor or the Dhamma discussion that was talking about.
經名咧，一般咧，我哋會用經裡面主角咧做經名啦，亦都會用經裡面嘅內容嚟做經名嘅。
So today we will talk about Digajana Sutta in order to have a balanced life.
咁我哋今日咧就會同大家講長失居士咧點樣可以有一個平衡快樂嘅生活。
So one day the Digajanu came to the Buddha and he was asking, Venerable Sir, we are the lay people. We are the lay people who have the children leaving home and using the sandalwood coming from the Kasi, and we wear the garland, perfumes. Not only that, we accept the money, we accept the golden. In short, we can say he was asking as a lay followers who are enjoying all this luxurious life, is there any Dhamma for us to follow, to have the good life in this present life. Not only that, we also want to have the fortune rebirths throughout the samsara. So he was asking, could you please teach us some Dhamma that good for us in this life and next life?
有一日咧，長室居士咧就去請示佛陀，佢同佛陀講啊，佛陀，我哋呢啲在家居士咧，平日咧我哋有享受生活啦，我會用一啲好靚嘅煎檀木啊，會着靚衫啦，會打扮啦，會塗香水等等啦，又會去賺錢啦，亦都會去買金啊買銀咁樣。咁我哋過呢啲咁奢華嘅生活，請教佛陀，我哋點樣可以喺我哋現生去得到快樂，同埋來生亦都得到安穩呢？
So what do you think Buddha said? There is no Dhamma for him to learn or follow? No, Buddha said, yes, there is a Dhamma for him, for a lay person to follow in order to win the present life and the life in the process of samsara.
你估佛陀點樣答佢呢？佛陀係咪會答佢冇啊？冇辦法可以令到你現生同埋來世安穩啊？唔係㗎，佛陀就同長室居士講，有我哋喺佛法裏面都可以有方法，令你哋在家居士雖然係享受緊在家嘅奢華生活，但係呢喺今生同埋來世呢都可以得到快樂㗎。
So during the day of the Buddha, so we know after his great enlightenment, he was teaching the Dhamma to the people over the 45 years old. So in this time period, Buddha encountered many different people coming from the different state, coming from different religious background, and coming from the different level of social status.
喺佛陀說法嘅45年期間呢，佛陀咧係遇到嚟自唔同嘅背景嘅人㗎，去同佢請法㗎。
So overall, what the Buddha's teachings aim, the noble aim of the Buddha's teaching was how to have the good life wherever you are, and how to have the fortune life until liberate from this samsara.
佛陀說法嘅目的就係為咗教導我哋，不論我哋身處喺邊度，我哋都可以有方法係令自己去快樂，而且喺我哋生死輪迴裏面點樣可以得到出嚟。
So whoever there were in the teaching, during the teachings of Buddha's preaching, all the people got the answer for their suffering. Okay. In the same time, they also found the way of living a balanced life, and they also opened their path in order to end the cosmic suffering, that is samsaric suffering.
咁所以喺佛陀嘅教導裏面呢，好多人佢哋都會得到明白佢哋點解會有痛苦，點解會有煩惱，而且亦都知道解脱輪迴、離開輪迴嘅方法。
So overall, we have to understand that Buddhism is actually a lifetime balance principle, and eventually it also shows how to end the samsaric suffering.
所以其實佛法係啲咩嚟呢？佛法就係喺我哋現世嘅生活可以得到各方面嘅平衡，得到快樂，而且最終其實可以達到出離生死嘅目標。
So more or less, we all know about this fact. Buddha was there, he was preaching Dhamma in order to have a good life and in order to end the suffering. But why we have to talk this today? It is because, unfortunately, there are some people who see Buddhism is something like pessimistic. Buddhism is always talking about the dukkha, Buddhism always talking about the suffering, Buddhism always talking about the impermanence, Buddhism always talking about the death. Why? So, in order to understand actually why Buddha was teaching these teachings, that means why Buddha was preaching about the impermanence, why Buddha was talking about the suffering, why Buddha was talking about the death, we have to understand this context clearly.
大家都會明白呢一度啦，但係呢，我哋點解今日呢一個開示會講呢一方面嘅問題呢？因為呢，其實好多人呢都以為佛法其實只係講俾佛教徒知嘅，因為喺佛法裏面呢，我哋又成日會談到苦啊、無常啊、死啊呢啲咁樣嘅話題，咁令到一般嘅人呢，以為佛教係好消極嘅。
So I would say this is maybe not happening here, but around the world for some kind of academic purposes, in order to promote their lineage or promote their speech. Sometimes there are cases where we see some of them see the Buddhism or the teachings of Buddha wrongly. Okay, and we have to be careful about it as a practitioner, as a devotional practitioner, and we have to examine why Buddha taught such kind of teachings.
或者呢一個情況呢，我哋喺香港呢一度未必會有發生，但係呢，其實好多人呢都會有呢一個誤會咯。咁所以我哋要喺呢一點嗰度呢，我哋要好小心，好小心啦。咁我哋其實要去正確嘅了解，其實佛陀嘅教法個目的係啲咩嚟嘅？
Now you may heard lots where because you are a Dhamma practitioner, Dhamma listener here, so everything is impermanence and everything is dukkha and all going to be die. You heard a lot about it. But why Buddha taught about it, we have to examine. Like in the teachings, in the first Dhamma sermon, it is called the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. In this teaching, Buddha pointed out some of the suffering that, for example, birth is suffering, aging is suffering, death is suffering. In that special reference, Buddha was talking about, the clinging to the five aggregate is suffering. In there, Buddha did not say that five aggregate is suffering. It was talking that the clinging to the five aggregate, like, okay, is everlasting, is not going to be decay. So these kind of thoughts should not be. So in short, what the Buddha said is, clinging to the five aggregate is suffering. It is not the five aggregate suffering. Without five aggregate, we even cannot practice Dhamma.
大家可能經常都會有聽佛法，亦都可能係有修行佛法嘅。咁大家會經常聽到無常呢一個名相嘅。咁其實咧喺佛陀初轉法輪嘅時候咧，佛陀有講到咧，人生咧會有好多苦嚇，包括係人生嘅八苦啦。咁另外佛陀亦都有講到人嘅身體咧係五蘊嘅組成嚇，咁但係咧佛陀意思唔係話五蘊係我哋嘅痛苦嘅來源，痛苦嘅來源喺邊度？就係我哋去執着住我哋嘅五蘊色身，呢個先至係痛苦嘅來源，而且呢一個就係佛陀其實最想講俾我哋聽嘅一啲真理嚟嘅。
So same like the anicca, that means impermanence. There is a situation where Buddha always said that you have to have things that you need to survive. But if we misunderstand the teachings, like everything is impermanent, so why I'm hardworking, why I'm listening, why I'm giving a lots of time to do this? So that is wrong. So here what the anicca means, here the impermanence, like a strong attachment to the things, like my money, my things, it's only for me, I'm the person who's going to use all these things. So it's like that. So such kind of strong attachment is the problem. Otherwise, thinking everything is impermanent, so we have nothing to do, is wrong.
我哋成日都聽無常，咁無常咧，其實咧係講緊係一啲好強烈嘅執着啊，係啊。例如我哋會講啊，呢樣嘢係我啊，呢個係我嘅錢啊，我嘅人啊，我哋嘅痛苦咧，其實咧通通咧都係來自於呢一個問題，係對我自己有一個強烈嘅執着。
So again, the death also is like that, marana. That means, so suppose if I know one day we are going to die, so we don't have any conflicts, we don't have any kind of jealousy, we don't have any kind of strong attachment like it's going to forever. So actually, to understand these things, that's why the Buddha taught these teachings. It's like finally, one day, somehow things are calm, things are still for a while, finally it's end. We have to say bye-bye to these things one day. So we cannot bring all these things with us. So we have to prepare for that journey, but instead of being attached to this world or these things too much strong.
喺我哋每一個人咧都會有離開呢一個世界嘅一日㗎。咁當我哋死嘅時候咧，其實我哋就會放低我哋生前嘅一切嘅衝突啊、嘅執着啊、嘅妒忌啊等等嘅。
So overall, what we have to understand is that Buddhism is not only as a religion, not only as a philosophical things, not only as a tradition, but Buddhism actually is what? Is a way of living. It's a way of living. And over around the world, there's many now who choose to live life according to this universal applicable principle, as you see in the pictures.
咁所以咧，其實我哋要明白咧，佛教咧，佢唔係淨係一個宗教，亦都唔係淨係一個哲學，更加唔係淨係一個傳統，而係佛教咧係一種生活嘅方式啊！好似大家睇到依家睇到呢個圖片。
And as you see in the pictures some more, there is no religious differences, there is no color differences. There is no regions from where you are coming, from where or what you are doing. Many of the people around the world, they are now see their way of life in the teachings of the Buddha actually.
所以我哋睇到啦，其實佛教咧，其實唔係我哋唔會去有任何種族啊或者背景嘅分別嘅，咁每一個人都係好適合去聽佛法嘅。
And good thing is nowadays there is a large number of the young generation also who understood the value of these things and they start to practice in this Dhamma in their life, as you see here.
慶幸嘅係咧。近來咧就越嚟越多年輕嘅人咧去學習佛法啦，而且咧佢哋開始咧將佛法去應用喺佢嘅生活裏面。
So if I give you a little bit explanation regarding the pictures that you see, the young lady which is having the kind of shoulders, this is very special because this is something coming from one of the special well-known organization or well-known meditation teachers in Myanmar. So it's about the inside meditations. And now hundreds and thousands people are there who are practicing inside meditation.
我哋睇到呢一幅圖咧，就呢一位女眾咧，佢個膊頭係有一塊布去卡住個膊頭嘅。咁其實咧，佢係呢一個咧係一個緬甸嘅一個禪修嘅組織，佢哋嗰個服飾嚟嘅嚇。咁而呢一個組織咧，亦都係好多嘅信眾咧，去跟隨住去學習去禪修嘅。
So as you see, even there is no religious differences like the pictures. We see that some other religious people are coming and seeking the joy, seeking the happiness of trying to follow some of the universal principle that can be followed their life. So what I want to say is briefly is that Buddhism is something, is a way of life for everyone, whoever want to be, happy, peace, and have a joyful life in this present moment.
係啊，好似喺呢一啲圖片上面咧，你會見到咧，會有唔同宗教嘅人士咧，其實佢哋都會學習禪修嘅。咁所以如我所講啦，佛教咧唔係淨係俾佛教徒嘅，佛教係其實俾任何想離苦得樂嘅人，係為佢哋而設嘅。
So all of we have the opportunity to follow the Buddha's teachings wherever we are. For example, I am as a monk, I can practice the Buddha's teachings. As a lay followers, you also can practice the Dhamma, in the Dhamma. And regarding the age, there is no boundary, there is no any problem that according to the age. But of course, it is true that before we have more difficulties, before we become more weak physically, as far as possible, we have to get this, we have to learn this, and we have to practice this. Then we have more time to do so.
所以咧，喺佛教嘅修行咧，其實我哋根本係冇任何嘅限制嘅，包括係年齡啊、種族啊等等咁樣嘅嚇。咁但係當然啦，其實我哋修行，其實我哋都要靠我哋嘅，即係有一個好嘅色身嘅。咁如果身體上面或者身體唔好嘅時候咧，其實都會有喺修行上面咧會有困難嘅。
So today's Dhamma talk is very flexible one, because I'm trying to give you some connection between the Buddha and lay people, Buddha and different social status people, the Buddha as well as the normal people that that the people they were living during the day of the Buddha.
今日咧，我哋嘅佛法開示咧係好靈活、好有彈性嘅，係啊！我嘗試咧會將佛陀同佛陀嘅教法，我會嘗試用佛陀嘅教法去同大家去連結起嚟嘅。
So do not need to be so strict. Just listen the Dhamma, flexible. Okay, this is the important message today. I want to give you today. Yes, please translate.
所以咧，大家唔使太拘謹嘅，其實大家係好輕鬆咁樣去聽今日呢一堂課就可以㗎啦。
So as I said, Buddha was during the Buddha, okay, when the Buddha was living in India, at that time India was in India there was having many kind of social status, many kind of class people. So Buddha encountered all the people in the people that Buddha met. There was the king, there was the queen, there was the billionaire, there were the people who are coming from the high class, there were the people who are coming from the low class, there were the people who are coming from the very poor family, and there was the time where Buddha and some of the house workers, like the servant, met together and practiced Dhamma and shared Dhamma.
喺佛陀嘅時代咧，聽法嘅人咧會嚟自唔同嘅背景同埋唔同嘅階層嘅，上至到國王啊，下至到去僕人啊，其實咧佢哋都會去聽到佛陀嘅教法嘅。
So the most important thing is whoever visited the Buddha, all of them got the answer for their suffering, and they are open the path of happiness in their life.
佢哋請示佛陀佛法嘅時候咧，咁佢哋咧都會喺佛陀嘅口中咧可以得到解決佢哋煩惱啊，解決佢哋痛苦嘅方法嘅。
So now when I look all of you, I see that all of you have been practicing or listening Dhamma for a long time and practicing, especially Dhamma discussion, Dhamma sharing, Dhamma learning, which is very good and need to be continued. So here one thing I have to say is that keep them practicing and live in that.
大家都聽法聽咗好耐啦，咁有一樣嘢咧，我好希望去提醒大家嘅就係，大家聽完佛法之後咧，必須要將你學到嘅佛法 應用喺你生活上面。
So from my experience, let me tell you one story. You know, there were many situations over the years when I was preaching Dhamma. Sometimes they come, they appreciate, the my sharing. Of course, I say this is not my Dhamma, this is the Buddha's Dhamma, but we try to learn and we are sharing with you. So people come to us, they appreciate, oh, Venerable, Dhamma talk very nice, this good and that. But next time when we ask, when we discuss, still there are suffering. So why?
係，我喺呢度咧，同大家分享一個我嘅經驗啊。咁我過去咧都有一直同大家去分享佛法嘅。咁大家聽嘅時候咧，都覺得好開心嘅，覺得學到好多嘢嘅。咁但係咧，當我下次見到呢一啲信眾嘅時候咧，咁佢哋仍然係同我講，佢哋有各種嘅煩惱喎。咁其實點解會咁樣咧？
So I try my best. I don't know if there was anything wrong in my talk, but they appreciate it. So I believe Dhamma talk was very good. And over the years, when we examine the things, actually sometimes they appreciate the Dhamma, but sometimes they have no good energy follow them.
喺我同佢哋分享佛法嘅時候，雖然佢哋好開心，亦都好多謝我同佢哋分享佛法。 但係咧，佢哋嘅生活上面嘅煩惱咧係冇解決到嘅。
So if you expect from one Dhamma talk to learn everything and live a good life, and if you expect one Dhamma talk, okay, this Dhamma talk we should be like this way, and I'm going to learn these things, and I'm going to live rest of my life like that way. So it won't be happen. You have from every Dhamma talk you learn something and keep it, write down it, keep in mind and follow according to that.
如果你希望咧喺一個佛法嘅開示裏面咧，就可以聽到晒所有嘅法，然後咧解決晒你所有嘅煩惱咧，呢個係冇可能嘅。我哋咧必須要去經常去聆聽佛法啦。每一次聽到之後咧，我哋要將重點記低落嚟嘅。咁然後咧，我哋要去實踐我哋學到嘅法。
So Buddha said, one good words or a Dhamma word is better than 100 nonsense words. 所以佛陀講啦，只要有一句佛法，呢個都能夠勝過我哋100句嘅無謂嘅説話。At least you take one word or one sentence from each Dhamma talk and write down it and follow accordingly. 所以即使你每一次你將你所聽到嘅佛法，只要有一句你用得上嘅話咧，咁其實你就可以攞呢個佛法咧去實踐喺你嘅生活嗰度啦。One thing we have to know that our mind is always like to flow. I mean, to make something very relaxed, easy way. But sometimes we have to talk to your mind that you have to keep a message from the one Dhamma talk and keep practicing. You have to tell that, okay, these things I am going to practice until at least another next Dhamma talk. 我哋嘅心咧，經常會好散亂啊，係啊，咁所以咧，我哋每一次去聽到佛法開示嘅時候咧，我哋最少要攞走我哋聽到嘅一句説話啦，牢牢咁樣記住佢啦，然後一直去將呢一個佛法去實踐喺我哋生活，直至到去聽下一次嘅佛法開示，下一次嘅時候，亦都係重複咁樣做。So as you time to time invite the monks for the lunch, for the breakfast, and you sometimes visit the Dhamma temple, like that, during the Buddha's time also, there was many kings who invite the Buddha to their palace for the lunch, for the meals giving. 可能我哋經常都會有呢個經驗，我哋會去共爭嘅。咁喺佛陀嘅時代咧，亦都會有呢一個情況出現啊。有時咧，有啲國王咧就會請佛陀去佢哋嘅皇宮裏面嘅。So as you see in the picture, this is the picture that I collected for you. which seems king invited the Buddha and his disciple to their palace. There was offering the meals and there was inviting the Buddha to preach Dhamma. So this is how actually even today we can see in the Theravada tradition. They invite the monks to their house, they give the almsgiving, and they are inviting the monks to preach Dhamma.
我哋睇到呢一幅圖啦，咁其實咧就係國王咧就請佛陀去到皇宮做供養嘅。咁呢一個咁樣嘅傳統咧，喺今時今日我哋南傳佛教咧，亦都會有保留呢一個傳統嘅。
So as I said earlier, there was different audience the Buddha had. So you see the king is there. And do you think king is free from full of suffering? No, king also had so many problems. For example, there is a situation where king went to the Buddha and expressed his suffering, like I have to punish the people or I have to do this and that, but I don't want to do, but how can I overcome this?
喺呢度咧，國王咧，其實佢自己咧都會有好多嘅煩惱㗎。好似咧，曾經有個王亦都係請示佛陀嘅嚇，咁佢喺管治上面、管理上面咧會有困難嘅，咁啊請佛陀去俾一啲智慧俾佢，俾一啲方法俾佢。
So one of the such incidents is there was a king who sent even his crown to the Buddha, saying that I cannot handle anymore. Being a king is so much suffering. I have to do lots of punishment for the people, even though I don't like. I have to go through this kind of suffering all the time. So he was a kind of upset about his job.
咁有一個國王咧，佢有一次咧就除低佢嘅皇冠啊，就俾佛陀。佢同佛陀講：佛陀，我冇辦法再繼續做國王落去啦。因為每一日我都要去懲罰一啲唔守法嘅人民啊！咁呢一個咧，我懲罰佢嘅時候咧，我覺得好痛苦。
So here connecting regarding the balanced life and kingship, you know what the Buddha said? Buddha said, the kingship or our life should be like the the veena or a guitar. So you see there is a lines, there are the wire. If these wires are too tight and too loose, the proper music, proper sound is not coming. But if these wires are the tight accordingly that need, then you will hear the very nice music, very good music. So life is like that. Life should not be so tight, not so loose, but should be balanced.
咁佛陀咧就同國王講啊，其實咧我哋做國王嘅管理嘅時候咧，就好似我哋去彈琴一樣啊嚇！我哋嗰個琴嗰個弦線咧，如果係太緊或者太鬆咧，我哋都彈唔到好嘅音樂出嚟啊！咁所以咧，我哋去管治嘅時候咧，其實我哋都要係不鬆不緊，咁樣保持一個平衡，先至可以令到人民會有開心快樂嘅生活嘅。
So likewise, you see this is another one. So as you see in the pictures, the Buddha is there and with his disciple going for what? Going for the alms round, right? And you see there is a very innocent person who seems like cleaning the path, right? Cleaning the road, but he went aside. So this is actually, as I said earlier, Buddha, there was many people from many class or many state encounter the Buddha's life. So he seems coming from the low class life, but when he saw the Buddha, because Buddha of course was the great one, and he felt himself like so low and he went aside, like thinking, I should not disturb the Buddha, something like that way. But Buddha said, that is wrong. Buddha give the priority to the action, to the good intention and action, not the class.
我哋睇到呢一幅圖啦，咁佛陀咧就帶住比丘們咧就出去托缽啊。咁期間咧就有一位低下階層嘅人咧，佢就喺度掃緊地嘅。咁原本佢咧一見到佛陀同埋比丘們咧，佢就匿埋咗，因為咧佢覺得自己身份好卑微啊！嚇，佛陀同埋比丘咧好高尚。咁所以咧，佢就唔敢見佛陀。但係佛陀咧就同呢一個人講啊，就話俾佢聽，其實我哋要去判斷一個人好同壞，其實唔係因為佢嘅種姓嘅問題，唔係因為佢階層階級嘅問題，而係呢一個人個心佢好唔好。
So this is another situation where Buddha encountered. So this is a mother who lost her child. So she went to the Buddha asking to give life to her child. So Buddha did not make her disappoint. Buddha said, yes, I will give you the answer, but you need to do some things. So eventually Buddha make her realize the reality, make her realize the fundamental nature of the life. So then she found the answer for her suffering, not only the mundane life, but also from the samsaric life.
好似喺呢一幅圖咁樣啦，咁呢一位女士咧，佢就請求佛陀佛陀你可唔可以救翻我個仔啊？咁佛陀咧就同佢開示咗人生嘅真理。人生嘅真理係乜嘢？死咧其實係我哋人生必經嘅階段嚟㗎。
So this is another person that met the Buddha. So she is known. When she met the Buddha, actually there was no cloth in her body. She was like the mad person going here and there. And she is known as a Patachara. So she lost her mother, father, brothers, husband, and 2 sons the same night, same time, same day. So she was mad. She had no idea. She was unconscious even. So eventually when she met the Buddha, she also found the answer for her suffering, not only for this mundane life, but also the way out of samsara.
咁喺呢一幅圖上面咧，呢一位女眾咧，佢去見佛陀嘅時候咧，佢個狀態咧好似瘋癲咗咁樣嘅，因為咧佢喺一夜之間咧失去咗佢嘅父母啦、佢嘅兄弟啦、佢嘅丈夫啦，同埋佢2個仔啊嚇。咁佢咧於是乎咧，佢就去到佛陀面前去請教佛陀想請佛陀幫佢。咁佛陀咧同佢開示嘅咧，就係令到佢可以去出離生死輪迴嘅一啲方法。
So not only the lay people, Buddha also met the monastic person. So this is the monastic member. Monastic means there's a monk who was sick, but due to seriousness of his sickness, he was neglected. But finally, it was the Buddha who went to him and treated him and gave the medicine not only for the physical body, but for the mental body. Then he also found the answer for his suffering in the teachings of the Buddha.
咁喺呢一度咧，就有一位比丘啊。咁呢一位比丘咧就得到重病啊，就係因為佢得到重病，所以咧就冇人去照顧佢。咁佛陀知道咗之後咧，就同阿難尊者2個咧就去探呢位比丘，而且咧去照顧佢嘅起居啊。咁佛陀咧亦都為佢開咗心靈上面嘅藥啊，令到佢明白佢痛苦嘅來源喺邊度。
So you may also know this story. This is called the murder stories, Angulimala. So he was killing many people to collect the thumb to give the present to his teachers. But when he started to killing the people, eventually he became the martyr, the very horrible martyr. So he was about to even kill his parents that you see in the pictures, behind the Buddha. There's one old lady. So it was his mother, his mother's. So when the Buddha came to know these situations, Buddha went there out of his compassion. Buddha gave the message to him in order to free from his life from suffering.
咁呢一幅圖咧，呢一位居士咧，佢殺咗好多人，佢需要咧殺500個人去攞佢哋條脷啊！咁咧，當佢殺到499個嘅時候咧，仲爭一個咧，咁佢就諗住殺佢阿媽。咁我哋可以睇到呢幅圖啦。咁喺佛陀嘅後面呢一位女眾咧，就係呢一個殺人狂嘅媽媽嚟㗎。咁佛陀咧知道咗呢件事之後咧，咁就去俾一個教法俾呢一位居士，咁令到佢可以解脫到佢嘅煩惱同埋痛苦。
So during the day of the Buddha, he encountered not only the human beings, also non-human beings also there. So this is the incidents that we come across in the Theravada tradition. As you know, there was a situation where there was a kind of working against the Buddha to get the Buddhaship. And the same times, there was the powerful king was the Ajatasattu. So this venerable, he suggested the king to kill the Buddha with the help of a drunk elephant. So somehow the drunk elephant went to the Buddha, but Buddha was, in front of Buddha's compassion, even this horrible drunk elephant was tamed. So what I want to say here is that there was many human, non-human, and there was many people coming from the different state. There was the rich people, there was the poor people, there was the people who had everything, there was the people who lost everything. So many kind of people went to the Buddha to present their suffering, and the good point is that all of them got the answer for their suffering, and they opened the door of happiness in their life.
喺呢一度咧，提婆達多佢想去奪佛陀嘅位啊，咁於是乎咧，佢就聯同阿闍世王咧，咁就夾咗一個計啦，咁就去揾一隻大象啊，就灌醉隻大象，然後咧就走去佛陀度啊，希望嗰隻大象咧可以殺咗佛陀啊。咁喺呢度嚟講咧，當然佢最後咧就唔可以得逞啦。咁呢度嚟講咧，就係其實佛陀佢遇到唔同嘅人、唔同嘅動物，佢哋都係嚟自背後有佢唔同嘅原因啊。咁佢哋咧嘅痛苦咧，其實當佢哋去到佛陀前面嘅時候咧，其實佛陀咧都可以幫佢哋解決到佢哋嘅煩惱，並且可以令到佢哋嘅生命有提升，同埋可以得到快樂嘅。
So now, do you have such problems in life? Do we have such problems in our life? We are so lucky we don't have that much serious problems in our lives, isn't it?
咁我哋在座嘅又有冇呢一啲咁樣嘅煩惱咧？或者我哋在座呢度有冇呢啲咁樣嘅煩惱咧？或者我哋好幸運啊？或者我哋嘅煩惱唔係話真係咁熾盛。
So how lucky we are. So let me say you know, in the teachings of the Buddha it says there is four very rare things, that means very difficult to see. The first thing is being a human born, having a human birth. And second is having the human birth including all the limbs. That means we can see, we can walk, we can hear. It's very rare to see. Because you see, there's many people who born as a human beings, they cannot see, cannot hear, cannot walk. So how lucky we are. And the third point is the teachings of the Buddha is still existing, still can be heard, can be seen, can be studied. And the last thing is the mindset, our attention to listen to Dhamma. So in that case, all of we have these four kind of rare things. That means we born as human beings, we can see, we can hear, we can walk, and the Dhamma is still there. The monastic members are there, they are preaching the Dhamma. In the same times, you also have the intention to learn this Dhamma, to study this Dhamma. So, is there anyone else who lucky than you in order to win the spiritual journey?
我哋呢好幸福啊！因為呢，我哋符合到4個條件啦。第一呢，就係我哋生而為人啦。第二呢，就係我哋生而為人，五官亦都齊全啦。我哋可以聽聞佛法啊，我哋可以睇到嘢啊。第三呢，就係依家三寶仍然存在啊！我哋可以接觸到佛法真三寶。第四呢，就係我哋會有一個想聽法嘅心，想去學習佛法嘅呢一種咁樣嘅心同埋一個行為啊。咁所以具備咗呢4種條件呢，證明我哋係好幸福嘅。
So, most important thing is that during the teachings of the Buddha, while he was giving the way of living, finally attain Nibbana, in the same time there were the people like us today who have to live in the society, who have lived into the who have to go through a lot of challenge. So for this kind of, for us also, for the people who are living in the mundane life, for them also Buddha taught the Dhamma that is good for him or her in this present life and in the next life.
所以呢，佛陀嘅教法呢，其實唔係淨係針對出家眾嘅喺出家眾方面呢，佛陀呢就教我哋喺精神上面點樣可以有一個好好嘅發展啦，咁最後得到解脫啦。咁同時間呢，喺在家人嚟講呢，佛陀亦都係俾咗我哋好多方法呢，教我哋點樣，雖然我哋喺在家嘅生活，但係呢都可以生活得好快樂。
So finally, what I want to say is that the Buddha's teaching for the householders is not to run away from the householder life, but to win the mundane life, in the same time the way of winning spiritual life throughout the samsara.
所以佛法呢，唔係要我哋每一個人都要出家，而係教我哋點樣喺在家嘅生活仍然可以維持到我哋開心高尚嘅生活方式。
So I think you are very familiar with these pictures, is it?
我諗你哋都會好熟悉呢一張圖片啦，係咪？
So what is this? This is the busy lifestyle, isn't it?
呢一個呢就係我哋即係香港好忙碌嘅生活。
People's lifestyle is very busy. Unfortunately, now in this 21st century.
喺21世紀呢，大家都會好忙碌啊，生活。
And of course, not only in Hong Kong, but the worldwide is becoming, people's life becomes so busy since all the things are, there is competition, there is a rushing, pushing each others, and sometimes after getting one things, we need another things, also need to go for it. So day, night, day is all about what? Busy.
呢個情況咧，唔係淨係喺香港發生啊，呢個係世界性嘅問題嚟㗎。咁喺我哋嘅生活裏面咧，我哋整天都係好忙碌咁樣喺我哋嘅工作啊，喺我哋嘅家庭啊，喺我哋嘅朋友圈裏面啊，咁競爭亦都好激烈啦。咁其實我哋都係好忙碌嘅生活，我哋都係為咗去爭取我哋好一啲嘅生活方式咯。
So you see the pictures. What do you see? A person is sleeping, but he's thinking something, right? And second picture is they're working hard. So this is the human nature.
喺呢兩幅圖我哋見到咩咧？第一幅圖咧，見到有一個人咧，佢瞓喺度啦，但係咧佢唔係瞓覺嘅，佢一路喺度諗緊嘢嘅。第二幅圖咧就係白天咧係好忙碌咁樣做緊嘢啦。
So more or less, Buddha pointed out in the sutta is called the Unhealed Sutta. In this sutta, Buddha pointed out that the life of busy life, the style of busy life is what? When they are going to sleep, they are thinking, what I'm going to do tomorrow, what I have to do tomorrow, where I'm going to, what I'm talking to. It's a plan. The whole night is, they cannot rest actually peacefully. They are always planning. Maybe they are physically not moving, but mentally they are moving. They are going everywhere. The next day, what? They do what they have taught. So that's why Buddha said, the human body, human life is fuming by nights and flames by day. So this is the lifestyle of a busy city, busy country, and busy lifestyle of a person.
喺呢度咧有一部經典咧就叫《蟻憂經》啊，咁蟻憂咧就其實係形容我哋人啊，係啊，咁就係講我哋咧，其實夜晚瞓覺嘅時候咧，我哋唔瞓覺，我哋咧就喺度計劃啊，去思考啊，我哋嘅生活啦。咁日頭咧，我哋就好努力啊，咁樣去做我哋嘅工作。日以繼夜咧，我哋都係唔停嘅嚇。咁呢度就形容係夜晚咧就好似即係夜晚同埋日頭咧都好似係一路喺度燃燒緊咁樣，我哋嘅生命。咁呢一個咧就係我哋人類嘅特質嚟嘅。
So sometimes we are so busy that we have no time to even to think about that we have the problems.
所以咧，有時咧，我哋冇時間去思考我哋究竟自己有咩問題。
So one thing we have to keep in mind that is the peace or the happiness coming from the inner development, not the external development. The more we try to fix others, the more we are suffering. The more we try to point the person like, okay, because of you, because of that things and I'm suffering. Actually inside, if we go inside, we see actually not because of the external things, sometimes we are suffering. Most of the time, internal things that we are suffering.
我哋嘅平靜啊，同埋快樂咧，係嚟自我哋內心嘅，唔係向外求嘅。所以我哋有時會經常會去話其他人指責其他人嘅不是啊。其實咧，當我哋咁樣做嘅時候咧，我哋內心咧係好唔開心嘅，亦都係受到內心嘅折磨嘅。
So more or less, what the reason why I'm talking this thing is trying to make you aware that more or less we all suffering due to our busy lifestyle and due to trying to fix others, trying to fix the external thing instead of internal things. That's why most of the times we are suffering actually.
我哋整天咧都去諗住去點樣去改變別人、改變環境，呢一個咧係我哋煩惱嘅來源。
So we have three kind of people in the world. So the people living in the society, there are three kind of people in the society, in the world, according to Sutta, is called the Andhasutta. Andhasutta means translated as like the blind sutta. So according to this blind sutta, there are 3 types of people can be seen in the society. First type is the blind. The second one is one-eyed. And third one and final one is two-eyed people.
喺僧支部嘅卷3咧，裡面有講到咧，世界上面有3種人。第一種咧就係盲嘅人，第二種咧就係得一隻眼嘅人，第三種咧就係有2隻眼嘅人。
So let me explain you the first one, then you will understand the second and third one very clearly and easily. The first one is, how do you see the pictures? Is it so nice?
第一種人咧，你會見到呢一幅圖啊，咁你覺得呢一張圖呢個人點樣樣啊？
Is it a nice picture?
你覺唔覺得佢係好好咧？呢幅圖
Can you see any beauty in this picture?
你會唔會覺得呢幅圖好吸引啊？好靚咧？
Somebody said me this, even they don't want to look at these pictures.
有人同我講咧，佢見到呢幅圖之後咧，唔想再睇嘅。
Then I said, okay, wonderful. That is what I want to say.
咁我就同佢講咯，太好啦，我就係需要得到呢一個效果，就係想你睇到之後覺得唔高興啊。
Let me explain. In this world, there are people who have no any kind of vision to develop the things they need in order to survive.
我依家同大家解釋一下啦。咁其實咧，第一種嘅盲人咧就係講啊，呢一種嘅盲人咧，佢係冇諗住、冇計劃去增加佢嘅財富嘅。
So that means they are not working for the. I mean, they have no idea how to have the good life, how to have the responsible life, how to have the, the life that I don't have to seek. I don't have to. I mean, they don't have to, the thief from others.
換言之咧，呢一種人咧，佢對佢嘅人生啊，佢對佢將來咧係完全冇打算嘅。
Not only that, they also have no idea to understand what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. They also have no idea to understand like what is skillful things, what is unskillful things.
唔單止係咁樣啊，呢一種人咧，佢亦都冇能力去分辨是非黑白對錯，亦都唔知道應該做啲乜嘢會係對自己好。
So in other way, we can say they have no idea to develop their external world. They have no idea to develop their internal world.
所以呢一種人咧，佢亦都係冇能力去發展佢內心嘅世界啦，同埋咧係向外去爭取多啲，去爭取佢嘅財富嘅。
So though they have the two eye, do you see? They are the blind. They are blind in the samsara. 所
以我哋叫佢做盲人嘅意思咧，即係話其實佢喺生死輪迴當中咧，就好似冇眼睛咁樣樣啊。係啊，佢係冇方向，前面係黑暗一片嘅。
So second category people, that means the people, one-eyed people. There are one-eyed people. So these people, they have idea to how to develop their external life, how to develop their business, how to have a good relationship, how to do the some kind of responsibility or obligation toward their parents. Okay. In other way, we can see they are good at business. They are good at to make the money. They are good at to have the material wealth, but they have so many problems internally because there is no internal happiness in their life. So most of the people are actually, we see here, they're thinking about the money, property, business, job, that's all. But inside, they're suffering a lot.
第二種人咧就係一隻眼嘅人啊。咁呢一種人咧，佢喺工作方面、人際關係方面、家庭方面，佢可能都會好成功啊， 嚇，生活上面佢會好富足嘅。咁但係咧，佢呢一種人佢嘅內心好貧乏啊，因為佢唔識得點樣去提升佢內心嘅平靜同埋快樂。
So, this is the last one who have two eyes. So, what do you think? These are the people. Yeah, let's go ahead.
第三種咧就係兩隻眼嘅人啦。咁你覺得呢一種人會係點嘅咧？
So, in order as ordinary person, in order to survive, we need the food, shelter, property, responsibility with the society. This, of course, it should be there. In the same time, they are also well aware about their internal happiness. So, in the society, actually, there is a number of people who take care of the external duties and internal duties, external work and internal work.
咁呢一種人呢，佢生活上面呢會好富足啊，嚇佢會有錢啦，有自己物業啦，嚇佢嘅家庭啊、朋友、生活圈呢，都會好快樂噶。咁同時間呢，呢一種人呢，佢亦都好識得為自己打算啊，嚇佢知道咩方法可以去令自己內心係得到真正嘅快樂。
So, I have one example actually. Recently, I visited a gentleman's place. So, I went to his place and I saw a very nice setting for living. In the same time, I saw one small box close to the Buddha statue.
最近呢，我受一個朋友嘅邀請啊，去到佢屋企。咁呢，佢呢一個人呢係好好㗎。咁佢屋企呢，喺佢嘅佛像嘅隔離咧，就有一個盒仔啊。
So I was asking why this box is like the donation box in the house.
咁我就問佢呢個盒仔係咩嚟㗎？呢個好似一個捐款箱咁嘅喎。
He said, yes, it is the donation box. Then he explained me what kind of donation box this is.
咁佢就答我啦，係啊，呢一個係一個捐款箱嚟嘅。然後佢就解釋俾我聽，呢一個捐款箱係做咩啦？
I know this person is working hard, working well, not only for to survive him, and I also come across that he also take care of his parents and have a very good relationship with the family members and take care of the physical body. In the same times, whenever they have the time to learn the Dhamma, discuss with the Dhamma, and with respect to the monastic people. He also will respect to the monastic members.
咁呢一個人呢，佢工作好勤力啦，亦都好照顧佢屋企人啦。咁咧，而且咧，佢對僧寶咧，亦都係好尊敬嘅。
So then he explained me about the donation box. He said, Venerable, there are people who come to me to visit. So sometimes they want to bring something for me. Then I said to them, don't need to bring anything for me, but whatever the money used for that, you bring it and you put to this box, and whatever the money in this box is actually using for some charity, sharing with others, or sometimes with the monastic members, or whenever he has the chance to share with others. So beside his own property, he also used this thing for others.
咁其實咧，呢一個捐款箱咧嘅作用係咩咧？就係如果有朋友去呢一個人嘅屋企去探佢嘅時候咧，如果呢佢嘅朋友咧想買一啲嘢俾佢嘅時候，咁佢就會同朋友講：你唔需要買嘢俾我，你可以將你想買嘢嘅錢，你擺落呢一個捐款箱嗰度。咁呢個捐款箱裡面嘅錢咧，就係如果當佢知道係有任何地方係需要，或者係有一啲慈善團體，或者有一啲人有需要用嘅話咧，咁佢就會喺呢一個捐款箱裏面去攞呢啲錢去幫助呢一啲有需要嘅人啦。
So this is called actually balanced life. So in order to survive, we need to have something. In the same times, in order to survive in the samsara life, we also need to something, and that something in order to survive in the samsara is merits. So he know well that how to have the balanced life, not only this mundane life, not only this present life, but throughout the samsara.
咁呢一個咧就叫平衡嘅生活啦。咁除咗佢喺現世係得到快樂之外咧，咁佢亦都去識得為來世去為自己去積聚資糧嘅。呢個積聚資糧咧就係個功德啦。
So let me summarize, and after that we will have the short break. Then we will come up with the 8 things. So what we said is there are people who are blind, have no idea regarding how to develop their mundane life and how to develop their spiritual life throughout the samsara. Then those people are known as the blind. The second one, there are the people who are good at doing the external things, to develop the external things, but in the deep they are also suffering, lots of suffering in their life. So they have no idea to how to develop the samsaric life. And the last one is the people, there are people who have good vision to develop their external life and internal life. So now you know where you should or where you are, that you can put yourself in.
咁喺呢度咧，我就同大家做一個總結啦。咁喺世界上面咧就有3種人啦。第一種就係盲嘅人啦。盲嘅人咧，佢唔識得點樣去維持佢現有嘅生活啦。而喺精神上面咧，佢亦都係好貧乏嘅嚇，冇方法去增長佢嘅精神嘅發展。第二種人咧就係一隻眼嘅人啦。一隻眼嘅人咧，佢哋喺生活上面可能係好富足啊，但係咧喺心靈上面咧仍然都係好貧乏嘅。第三種人咧就係兩隻眼嘅人啊。兩隻眼嘅人咧，佢不但止喺物質生活，而且喺精神上面，佢亦都會係好富足、好開心嘅。
So finally, the Buddha, after explain all these things, Buddha explained to the Digajanu. Digajanu means the one who was asking to give the, to preach Dhamma for to have the good life in the present life. Buddha taught him that after all these things, 8 things. Then we will discuss about this principle after the short break, one by one.
咁最後咧就係長失居士啦。長失居士即係話我哋喺開頭嘅時候咧講佢去請示佛陀，有啲咩方法可以令到佢現世安穩同埋來世都快樂嘅方法咧。咁佛陀咧最後咧就開示咗有8個方法咧，可以令到長失居士今生同埋下生都得到幸福嘅。
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.